I loved the workshop. I really liked how deep we went emotionally, personally, but how the emotions that we had weren't used in the technique.
It was really inspiring, so it gave me a real taste of the potential of Rainbow of Desire technique. And really sort of made me want to learn more. I really enjoyed how it was quite safe, but also had the potential to go quite deep for people.
So you're going to lead your group around the room using actions, words, movements, rhythms, sounds, whatever you want to do, poetry, song, what's entirely up to you. You can even be silent. And you're going to just do what you want to do. The rest of the people in your group, they're going to copy exactly what you're doing. After about 30 seconds or a minute, I will say change, and then somebody else takes over and becomes the leader. Any questions? Off you go! Go! The exercise is called Rio Carnival. It's not in the book, but Boal's son, Julian, I stole it from him and I've just kicked it around and adapted it to make it a little bit more effective. You're essentially going to find your own rhythm, movement, sound, gesture, action that you can do. Your own little kind of cha-cha-cha or dance or whatever. Your own sequence. And you do it by yourself and you move around the space by yourself. And then I'll say change, and then what happens when you change? You need to go and find someone. And then when you find someone, you kind of just opposite them. They're doing their thing in front of you, you're doing your thing in front of them. So there's a bit of kind of conflict in that moment. And within that moment, however long it lasts for, because everyone's will be different, there is some kind of outcome, whether you decide to go along with them, and then just really think through, why am I going along with them? Because they oppressed me so much with what they did. I had nowhere else to go but forced to kind of go with them. Or I really felt sorry for them because they were trying so hard. I was being a bit of a whatever, and I decided to go with, you know what I mean? So you have to have your own decision on why you're sort of changing, morphing into theirs. I think it's worth having that conflict and really being true to yourself about that. But at some point, you just got to feel what's going on for you, whether you will change into theirs or they're going to change into yours. But some change needs to happen. And when that change happens, there's two of you together doing your thing. And you go off and you do your thing, and then at some point I'll say change, and those two meet another two, and then the same kind of thing happens. And it may be that, like I said, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You have to fight to get people to change. And how do you do that fighting? Maybe you're happy doing the same job for 20 years and you can still do the same thing day in, day out. And if you're happy with that life, then stick with it. That's fine. But if you want change and excitement, you maybe go somewhere else. There is a sense that, you know, with our own oppressions and what we feel that stops us from achieving something, we have this dialogue, we have this narrative, which is all about the oppression that we're kind of facing, which is a goal. But we have this kind of conversation that makes us change camp. Do one thing and then do something else. You do it or you don't do it. You stop doing it or you know, try. Do you know what I mean? We have this dialogue. You have your own dialogues going on. And that's something that we're going to explore later on.
I really liked it. I felt it quite useful to someone in theatre to show the power of theatre not only as a performance but as a way to bring out issues within people.
I'm going to ask you to just probably do a handshake. Just hold that image. Just hold the image. Who are these people? Who could they be?
Politicians.
Two politicians.
Two corrupt politicians.
Yeah. What in the image perhaps tells you that it could be corrupt? Is it a particular kind of...
Too much of the smile.
Too much of the smile. It's interesting, it's interesting. Okay.
Lawyer and a client.
Lawyer and a client. Who could be the and why?
Zoe should be the lawyer.
Zoe should be the lawyer. Why? Because she's wearing glasses. Okay. It could be the other way around. Why? Because of her stance. So the tallest gives us the status, power. Yeah? Teacher and a mum. This is exactly what we're dealing with. Obviously, we all stereotype, we all judge, but we look at an image, any image, and we have to project on that image, and we have to kind of say, this is what it is. Because if we don't, we can't, our brain can't kind of function and assess what it is. We have to kind of say, oh, it's blah, 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 it's two people, or it's them, or whatever, because this is what the brain has to do. We have to functionally work it out. Because if we don't work it out and say what it is, we somehow can't just leave it alone. We can't just let it go. You have to kind of just go, oh, it's that, and move on. You have to kind of name it and kind of make an association somehow in the brain with yourself, and then move on. Because if we don't, we're stuck. It's like, oh, I saw this thing that's a bit weird. So essentially, that's just a very basic exercise to introduce the concept of Boal's work around images. There's different ways sort of into it, but this is a very simple kind of way of getting us into the area of images. But essentially, the image is something that we can talk about. And obviously, working with the Rainbow Desire technique, there will be a range of images that will be produced from the technique, and we need to have to find the language and the context to talk about them. This exercise is just called image of the word. So if I said the word love, you just think about what love means, and then you're just going to make the image of whatever love means to you, not anybody else. You're just going to make an image of what love means to you, and for you only. And then you're just going to hold that image of love for 2 or 3 seconds, and then I'll say thank you very much, and then we just let it go, and then I'll say another word and make another image, and so on and so on and so on. Institution. The word is government. 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 Whatever that means to you, make an image of the word government. Thank you. Boal's favourite word, or not favourite, but the word that he uses all the time, oppression. What does that mean to you, oppression?
I thought it quite empowering. I thought it quite challenging. I thought it quite interesting.
Tony's a great facilitator. I thought he managed to fit a lot into just the 2 days, and really kept the pace and the energy up, and just really held the group.